Recently fired older janitor wakes up and sees her rich boss cleaning her yard. As Patricia approached her retirement, she began to wonder if she'd feel fulfilled. She was 63 and single with no interest in romance. Patricia experienced a lot of pain as a young adult and as a result gave up on her dreams. For many years, she lived a quiet, lonely life. She worked as a cleaner for a successful law firm in the city and tried her best to keep to herself. Many of the employees had very intense personalities, which made Patricia nervous. Despite this, she would still try to greet everyone in the office as they passed. Due to her position as a cleaner, Patricia was often disrespected by her coworkers. They would ignore her greetings, give her dirty looks, and be rude when they needed help. One day, one of the secretaries at the company, Rachel, required assistance with a small mess in the lobby. "I'll be right there. I just need to wipe up the toilet entrance and grab supplies," Patricia replied. While she finished up, she could hear giggling behind the front desk. "Hey Patty, shouldn't you be babysitting your grandchildren by now? What are you doing mopping floors?" Rachel asked sarcastically. The comment made Patricia very emotional. Her coworkers had no idea about her past and the things she regretted. Patricia was brought to tears and spent some time crying in the supply closet. The firm's owner Alex witnessed this moment as he walked in through the front door. He decided to talk to Patricia and try to comfort her. Patricia admitted something to Alex that she'd kept secret for many years. "When I was in my 20s, my boyfriend got me pregnant. He left me once I found out. I was forced to abandon my son at an orphanage," Patricia revealed while wiping away her tears. She continued to explain how she returned for him after a year, only to discover that he'd been adopted by a family who'd moved away. Patricia had one wish: to apologize to her son. To her surprise, Alex revealed to Patricia that he'd also been through the foster system. "And I live with only one desire: to find my mother and simply tell her that I've forgiven her." He also shed a tear. The two shared a heartfelt moment. Patricia revealed that most of her salary went to orphanages for decades to help abandoned children. She also admitted that it helped her deal with the guilt. "So I'm trying to make amends in the best way that I know how to," she said. Alex offered a suggestion that took Patricia by surprise. "This might sound a little crazy, but I think you need to quit your job," Alex said. Patricia refused, explaining that she didn't have anything else to do with her time. Even though Alex asked her to voluntarily resign, Patricia intended to return to the office the next day to reapply for her job. Patricia spent most of her time inside the house or at work, so she wasn't sure what she would do with her time. The following morning, Patricia woke to strange sounds coming from her yard. When she took a peek outside her window, she saw Alex packing trash bags into the garage. He'd cleaned her entire yard, mowed the lawn, trimmed the bushes, and even partially fixed the broken fence. "What on earth are you doing, Alex?" Patricia said with a confused smile on her face. "When you told me your story, it reminded me of my biological mom. I'm sure she probably blames herself just as much as you do," Alex said. As tears welled up in her eyes, Patricia replied, "I also saw my son in you, Alex. I dreamed that he would one day forgive me as much as you want to forgive your mother." The two connected over their ambition to find their long-lost loved ones. During the conversation, Patricia felt emotional and shouted, "Forgive me, son." Alex jumped up to hug her and said, "I forgive you, Mom." Alex and Patricia were able to help each other work through years of pain and regret. "By the way, you're still fired. I don't want you working in that place anymore. I'll take care of you, I promise," Alex told Patricia. Patricia agreed, realizing that she'd been enduring bullies for too many years. Patricia and Alex treated each other as a mother and son would, and the two both felt that they had an emptiness that was finally full. Secretly, Alex called in a favor from an old friend of his from college, Petey, who worked as a personal investigator. Alex requested that Petey try to find his birth mother and Patricia's son. Petey struggled for a few months but eventually struck gold. Lo and behold, Alex's mother and Patricia's son lived in a neighboring state. Alex decided to hatch a plan and booked a ticket for that weekend. The following week, Patricia heard a knock at the door. When she answered, she saw Alex standing with a woman around her age. "Is this who I think it is?" she asked excitedly. "Patricia, this is my mother, Delphine. I found her this past weekend," Alex said. Patricia and Delphine greeted each other and shared a warm hug. At this point, Patricia could see a third person standing in her yard, a man around Alex's age. Tears flooded her eyes as she could already recognize his bright blue eyes. "Hi, Mom, I'm Jacob," he said as he began to weep. As the two shared an emotional embrace, Jacob cleared his throat to say, "It's nice to finally meet you. I forgive you for everything. You don't have to apologize." In the end, Patricia and Alex were both able to make amends with their estranged family members, but the two shared a special bond and remained close friends. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.